is Tyler Johnson, and I'm an iOS engineer here at Livefront. If you're anything like me, you've attempted to use shortcuts on your phone multiple times and failed multiple times. In this video, I'd like to share 5 things that I've learned while working with shortcuts that will hopefully improve your journey through shortcuts. We'll start by taking a look at why someone might want to create a shortcut, then dive into 3 tips and tricks that you can use, as well as 2 pitfalls to avoid when creating a shortcut. We'll start with why. Why would somebody want to create a shortcut? Shortcuts are a great no-code solution to automate common tasks that you perform and help save time and reduce friction. Let's take a look at a couple examples. The first is this log weight shortcut in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. When I click on the shortcut, I'm prompted to enter my weight, and when I click the Done button, it's saved to the Health app. It's a simple 2-step shortcut. The alternative to this is searching for the Health app on my phone, launching it, navigating to the weight section, clicking on the Add Data button in the upper right-hand corner, and then entering my weight. While it's not difficult to navigate through this workflow, it's much easier if I can just put a shortcut to it directly on my home screen. Another shortcut that I've created to reduce friction is this password shortcut. This gives me access to my keychain passwords directly from my home screen. This shortcut is also a simple shortcut consisting of creating a deep link URL and opening the URL. Now let's take a look at 3 tips and tricks that you can use. Often, when adding an action to a shortcut, you want to know what the output of the action will be. It's not exactly clear what get daily forecast at current location will return. Is it going to return the highs and lows for the day or the precipitation chance? By clicking on the play button in the bottom right-hand corner, we'll actually get an output of what gets returned from this action. In this case, it's a list of temperatures and descriptions of the weather for the day. Now that I know that I have a list of items, I can iterate through them. But what if I don't want the temperature and weather description? Well, I can click on the weather conditions variable, and I'm presented with a list of options that I can switch to, including the visibility, dew point, humidity, the UV index, and precipitation amounts. So in this case, I can click on precipitation chance and continue on with creating my shortcut. The next thing that is slightly confusing about shortcuts is you might be fooled into thinking that when you create an action, it needs to consume the output of the previous action. That's not the case. There's a thing called magic variables that you can add to your actions. You just select the variable that you want and then click select magic variable and then pick from one of the magic variables that show up elsewhere in your shortcut. Now let's take a look at 2 pitfalls to avoid when creating your shortcuts. One common thing that programmers do is create models. They take data from multiple sources and combine them together into one single piece of data. You could technically do this using a dictionary. Let's say that you wanted to combine weather condition information along with location information. You could put all this information into a dictionary and pass it around, attempting to access the information that you need. But you shouldn't do this. The reason is eventually your model is going to change and you're going to want to change things in your shortcut. And it's really difficult because you can't copy and paste throughout shortcuts or in between shortcuts. So you're going to end up getting stuck and wasting a lot of time trying to get your shortcut updated. Another thing that you technically can do is store information in a dictionary and write it to a file. In this case, it's almost like having a database. You don't want to do this. Updating the database and keeping the model up to date is really challenging and time consuming, and it's just not worth it. Creating models and storing data are both tasks that should be done by apps, and apps need to provide the models that you work with and persist the information that you need, similar to the health app persisting the weight information that I wanted to save. And that's it. That's all you need to know about getting started with shortcuts. Hopefully, you learned something new, and good luck in your journey.